What does it mean to deserve some of the riches and spoils that Hushpuppi had in his life? What type of work would you have to do, and what is actually necessary to even be able to make that type of money? These are all questions I'm sure we all ask ourselves, especially those who actually know who Hushpuppi is. What type of work ethic and what actually goes into the thought process, and what type of career would I need to have to even make that type of money or even live that type of lifestyle? Today we're going to explore the rise and the mysterious fall of Hushpuppi, and we're going to talk about what we all can learn from it in the trenches, what lesson is to be learned from all of this. Cue the intro. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Campbell, and we're back with another video. Now, first and foremost, if this is your first time on my channel, I ask you to do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button as well as clicking on that notification bell that way you're notified anytime that I drop some content. And while you're at it, please leave a like down below. It helps the algorithm, helps my channel continue to grow, and it pushes my content out in front of more and more people. And if this isn't your first time on my channel, I just want to say welcome back to the trenches. It's your boy Mish reporting live, and I got some great content for y'all today. Today we're going to just pretty much talk about the journey and the rise and some of the fall of Hushpuppi and what we can all learn from. First and foremost, when I'm talking about scams and fraud, we ain't talking about the little stuff y'all we be doing in the trenches. Well, I ain't gonna say we, the stuff y'all be doing in the trenches with your PPP loans and y'all cracking cards and y'all swiping and doing stuff here and there, making a couple hundred, a couple $1,000s. No, we talking about a guy who was able to make millions and millions of dollars. Now, y'all little broke boys out here scamming PPP loans because of the pandemic, and now y'all gonna get caught up by the feds too. Some people label him as a fraud and a scam artist, while other people label him as an inspirer and a motivator and a huge mogul across social media. Ramon Abbas, better known as Hushpuppi, is a huge influencer with over 2 to 3 million followers on Instagram. He's a guy who can be seen on private jets flying all across the world. He could be in California and LA and Calabasas one day, and he could be in Dubai the next. The guy's sporting Versace, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all the top designer brands across the world. His Instagram states that he is a real estate developer, and as you scroll through his page, you can't help but want to get into whatever business he's involved with. You can't help but want to get onto that too. Cause I look at his stuff, I'm like, I want to be part of that too. Put me on, big homie. He's a guy who's driven all types of vehicles, from Rolls Royces, Race, Cullinans, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Mercedes-Benz, Maybachs, pretty much anything luxurious that you can think of. This guy either has had it, he owns it, or he's been around it. Private helicopters, private flights, everything. Well, as of June 2020, he was arrested and convicted of a lot of crimes dealing with fraud and a lot of his co-conspirators as well. They're allegedly targeting people around the world using business emails and also targeting huge businesses to get loans and funds that they would further launder that money. Hushpuppi's net worth is estimated to be close to $1 billion. Yes, Hushpuppi has been actually found guilty and convicted of some of these crimes. He's pled guilty to some of these crimes. But when you think about this guy's net worth and some of the money he had, it makes you question everything. Some people want to say everything he's done up to this point in his life has been a fraud. And it makes people like me think about it into it a little bit differently. It makes you wonder, was this guy in fact a fraud? But even if so, even if he did commit some fraudulent crimes, there's no way that he was able to pull off a huge elaborate scheme where he's able to make hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars all scamming. I do believe that some of his finances and some of his things are legitimate. If you actually do your research, you look into it, this guy owns about as much real estate as a 20-year-old kid in college in debt. You know, he doesn't really own a whole lot of real estate, and that's what makes a lot of things come into question as well. Even back in 2019, there were questions about how much money he really had and how he managed to acquire it. And that's the thing that's tricky about social media and Instagram as well. You're known to legally not have much income or not have much of a job, and then you're randomly posting pictures of some of the most luxurious and expensive things around the world with boats of cash. That's automatically a red flag to the feds, and then they start looking into what you're doing and how you're acquiring this much money. And he was a guy who had a huge social influence on social media, and even despite calling people peasants at the time on Instagram, I think he tried to convey a positive message. I believe he was a guy who was on a lot growing up, and I think he was on a lot for maybe not being where he wanted to be in life. And because of that, now that he was up good, I think he wanted people to know it and to just kind of encourage people to chase their dreams and to never give up. He often dismissed the talk of people discussing his finances and calling him a scammer or a fraud as jealousy or even haters. His crimes had allegedly cost victims close to $24 million. He pled guilty to money laundering in the US Supreme Court. Because he was, in a sense, a celebrity on social media, he was able to make connections and also build up organizations that were legitimate. Some of the things that I feel like we can learn from his story For one, I wouldn't be too quick to pass judgment on him. Regardless, scamming and fraud is wrong no matter what way you think about it. On this channel, we preach financial literacy, we preach advocacy, we preach trying to get to the bag. I myself have been guilty of going about and getting money the illegal way, and I paid for it in crimes, and I've had to do my time for it. If you are making illegal money, be very, very careful about what you're sharing on social media and how you're posting it and how you're flaunting it. I think that's another thing that gets a lot of people caught up in the trenches, is because people get so caught up in trying to portray an image, and you get so caught up in trying to live a flashy or luxurious lifestyle, or trying to prove that you got it, and ultimately trying to do that leaves you in a bad situation. So you don't have to prove it to people who don't want to understand or see where you're coming from. What you have to understand is a lot of these people hate you, or they have hatred in their heart towards you, or even jealousy, envy, whatever you want to call it. And no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what you buy, no matter what you post, you can never make them happy. If you want to post things or share things about your life, I say do it. But don't do it with the intent of trying to prove something to anybody, because at the end of the day, it's the internet. The internet is undefeated. Y'all know I tell you that all the time. The internet is undefeated. You can't beat these suckers and these weirdos on the internet. You gotta let them have it. You gotta let them say whatever they want to say, because in the real life, we all know who's winning and we know who's not. Eventually, you do have to pay for things in life, and I believe that, just be careful what you say on the internet, man. Sometimes we think we're just flexing, or we're doing this, or we're doing that, and sometimes we could be incriminating ourselves as well. Like I said, man, the real gangsters, the real killers ain't on the internet trying to prove to you that they kill us. Y'all know me. Y'all go on my social media, you wanna know that I've been locked up, or that I've been through everything I've been through. I don't portray myself that way. I know what I'm like in the real world, so I don't have to portray that image on the internet to prove anything to anyone. We gotta understand, social media is all smoke and mirrors. They want you to believe certain things. It's all cap, man. I tell people this all the time, man. It's the internet. The internet is like jail to me. Social media literally reminds me of jail. Like, you go to jail, you can be whoever you want to be, and it's the same with the social media. In jail, it'll be people locked up and arrested for parking tickets or whatever, or DUIs or child support crimes, and they come in and swear they got 30 bodies, and they swear they the biggest killers and the biggest gangsters on the planet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Until we see a black and white, we see fraud. Like, and I feel like the internet is the same place. The lamest people, the people who was a nobody in the real world, the people who really get on in the real world, those are the type of people who get on the internet and they want to on everybody else. So I believe everything you see on social media, man, it is not true. Last but not least, I'll just say be content with what you have. A lot of times we look at social media in comparison with others, and that makes us uncontent with the lifestyle we're living, or uncontent with the things that we have in our lives. You got to be content with where you are in your life, and understand that if maybe you're not 100% where you want to be, don't allow seeing what somebody else have to make you feel negatively about yourself. Simply get in your bag and do what you got to do to get better, and to make a life better for you, your family, and those around you. I can't make content to talk down on Hushpuppi in any way, shape, or form, because I don't know him personally. I don't know the full amount of details that go into the crime, and if I get on here and bash somebody else from the trenches because of a decision, even if it was a bad decision, because of a bad decision that they've made, or a mistake, or whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, I understand how it is when your back is against the wall and you got nothing. You left to fend for yourself. You're trying to get it. Like, I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to pass judgment. What I'm simply trying to do is I want to educate my peers, my followers, and my supporters, and understand what we can learn from his journey, and how we can all take something positive from it, even if it is a negative situation and a negative outcome. What we all can learn from it, and how we can all learn and grow from it as well. So to all you small-time scammers, I hope this ain't no motivation for y'all whatsoever. Y'all little boys, stay in y'all lane. You feel me? This is where the real big dogs at, and he over here doing some major league stuff. If you found this video informative, educational, or entertaining in any way, shape, or form, please do me a favor. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, as well as turn on that notification bell. That way you're notified anytime that I drop some content. While you're at it, please leave a like down below. It helps our algorithm, helps my channel continue to grow, and it pushes my content out in front of more and more people. With that being said, I just want to say I love those who love me. I thank y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna catch y'all back at the next video.